In this video, we will discuss how to apply for post-graduation work permit. Post-graduation work permit or PGWP will allow you to obtain an open work permit to gain valuable Canadian work experience. The length of work permit depends on the length of your program. You do not require a job offer to apply and do not need to work in a specific field. In other words, we can say that you can work anywhere in Canada in any occupation. So let's start with today's video. Open your Google browser and search here IMM 5580 guide. Click on the very first link. Here you can see that guide 5580 applying for work permit student guide online application. So here you can see that you have each and every information which you require to apply your online work permit. So here you can see table of content and you can scroll down. If you read it, you can get answers to each and every question you have regarding work permit application. So in short, this document has full guide to prepare your work permit application. Before we start, if you are coming to our YouTube channel for the very first time, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel to get most up-to-date news, tips, tricks about Canadian immigration. We try to make people self-dependent. Open your Google browser and search here canada.ca and click on very first link. So scroll down and click on immigration and citizenship. Again scroll down and click on work. Scroll down and click on get a work permit. So here again we need to click on temporary worker, then click on apply for work permit. So here you can see information about work permit, who can apply, how to apply, after you apply. So here I will click on how to apply and scroll down. Where are you applying from? So we will select here inside Canada because we did studies inside Canada. Do any of these situations describe you? So we need to see that if there is any situation which describes us. So you can read all these points here, but for the purpose of video, so here we can see that we are eligible for post-graduation work permit. So I will select here yes and scroll down. Are you a Ukrainian national? No. Have you had post-graduation work permit that will expire between September 20, 2021 and December 31st, 2023? If you fall under this situation, then select yes. If no, then select here no. Then apply online from inside Canada. We need to scroll down all the way and click on create an account or sign in. If you have any existing GCK account, you can simply use your credential and log in using option 1 or option 2. If you don't have GCK account, then simply click on I don't have account, register. Scroll down. Here you can see that how to register for an account. There are two ways you can register. The first one is directly with GCK. The second one is using a sign-in partner, which means that you will need your banking information to create an account on GCK. For the purpose of this video, we will be using the first option to register an account. So scroll down, click on register with GCK, and then on the right side click on sign up. Term and condition, I accept. Create your username. So enter your username here and click on continue. Then enter your password and reconfirm that and click on continue. Create your recovery question. So we need to set up our questions, answers and hints in case we forget our password. This will help you to reset it. So from scroll down, select here recovery question. So I would say that what is a favorite subject in school, then you need to provide answer for that. Similarly, you need to provide questions and answers for all sections provided here. Once you're done, click on continue. Add your recovery email so that you can reset your username and password and click on continue. So here you can see that GCK Sign up is complete, so click on continue. You should have received one code for verification on your email. So copy this code and paste here and click on continue. Email recovery complete, so click here on continue and then click again continue. We have successfully completed first part of GCKey account. Now we need to move on second part to complete it. Term and condition, and scroll down and click on I accept. So here we need to create our GCKey account. So you need to provide information as per your passport. In case last name is blank inside your passport and your full name is written under given name, in that case you need to enter your given name under last name and leave given name blank. So enter all this information and click on continue. Create your security questions. You can create any security question that you think is difficult to guess for anyone else, but it is easy for you to remember. You will need to answer one of your security questions each time you access your account. It's always good to have a screenshot of security questions and answers in case you forget them. Once you're done with your security questions and answers, click on continue. So we are successfully logging to GCKey account. So here you can see if you have submitted any application in past, you can see here. So scroll down, start an application. We will click here apply to come to Canada. And here personal reference code. As we don't have any personal reference code, so we will go under determine your eligibility and click on visitor visa, study visa or work permit. So here we need to provide answers to these questions here. So the first one is, what would you like to do in Canada? So we need to select here work, as we want to apply for post-graduation work permit. The second one is, how long are you planning to stay in Canada? So we will select here temporarily more than 6 months. Next is select a code that matches one of your passports. So we need to select here country who issued your passport. So I will select here India. Next is, what is your current country of residence? If you are presently in Canada, then we need to select here Canada. So as we are inside Canada, so I will select here Canada. Do you have a family member who's Canadian citizen or permanent resident? So here I want to mention that family member could be closest relative, it could be spouse or children. If you have any family member inside Canada, so you need to select here yes, otherwise select here no. What is your date of birth? So you need to select your date of birth as per your passport and enter it here and then select on next. Are you a lawful permanent resident of United States? So you need to provide answer as per your situation. For most of the candidates, the answer will be no, and click on next. What is your current immigration status inside Canada? So I will select here student because we want to apply for post-graduation work permit. So click on next. Do you plan to work on campus? Even you want to work or you plan to work on campus after you receive your post-graduation work permit, still you can select here no. Are you a full-time student at a participating post-secondary institution and want to work off campus up to 20 hours per week? Even if you plan to work part-time after applying for your post-graduation work permit, you are no longer a student in relation to this question. So I will select here no. Have you recently graduated from post-secondary institution for which your study program was full-time or minimum of 8 months? So we will select here yes. Is your work an essential part of your studies? Select no if you are applying for post-graduation work permit because you are no longer a student for this question. The co-op work permit cannot be used for work other than degree required co-op or internship placement programs. So we will select here no and click on next. Have you been told by an Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada office that you are approved in principle for permanent residence in Canada? So we will select here no. Have you submitted a permanent resident application in Canada? If you have submitted, then select yes, otherwise select no. Do you have a written job offer? So here I want to mention that job offer doesn't change anything. Even if you don't have it, you are still obliged to get work permit. So we will select here no and click on next. Do you have an official letter from the school that confirms you have completed your study program? So definitely we need to have it. So we will select here yes and click on next. What is your marital status? So you need to select answer as per your condition. So I will select here never married, single. What is your province of destination? If you have lived in multiple provinces, select the one in which you will be spending most of the time. For the purpose of this video, I will select here Ontario and click on next. So based on the information which we have provided, we are eligible for two things. The first one is postgraduate work permit, which we want to get after our studies. The second one is temporary resident visa. Let's say you get your postgraduate work permit and after that you want to travel out of Canada, let's say to India, then you need to have a visa. So in that case you need to apply a visa so that you have new stamping on your passport so that you can travel outside of Canada. So for now I will select here to apply postgraduate work permit in Canada and click on continue. Create your personal checklist. So we need to answer a few more questions. So I will click here again continue. Do you have an official letter from your school that confirms you have completed your study program as well as a copy of your final transcripts? So we will select here yes and click on next. Have you had a medical exam performed by IRCC authorized panel within last 12 months? If you have a medical exam which was performed by IRCC authorized panel within last 12 months, then you can select here yes, but most of the cases, because our medical exam which we did back home is already been expired, so we will select here no and next. The next is if you have been outside of Canada for a total of more than 6 months in last year in a designated country, then you should check by clicking on country of designation. Canada is not a designated country. Or you want to work in one of the following jobs as mentioned here. As per your situation, you need to check these 2 points here and answer accordingly. So for most of the candidate, answer will be no. Click on next. Do you want to work in one of the following jobs? If you want to work in these categories, then you need to select yes, otherwise select no and click on next. Do you want to submit an application for your family member? So here again I want to mention, if you want to submit an application for your family member, for example your spouse or children, then you need to select yes, otherwise select no and click on next. Are you giving someone access to your application? Let's say for example someone else is preparing and representing your application, then you need to select first point. Yes, I will be appointing a representative to apply on my behalf. Otherwise you can simply click on no and click on next. In past 10 years, have you given your fingerprints and photos for an application to come to Canada? So as we came to Canada for studies, so we already have provided this information. So we will be selecting here yes and click on next. There are fees associated with this application. Will you be paying? Of course, we need to select here yes and click on next. Are you able to make a digital copy of documents? Yes and click on next. Will you be paying your application fee online? Yes and click on next. So here you can review all your answers to the questions. If you see there is any change you want to make it, so you can simply click on this edit button and you can edit the information. If everything is okay, scroll down all the way and click on continue. So here submitting your application, there are 4 steps you need to follow. So we will go all the way down and click on continue. So in this section we need to provide all the documents which are required to apply work permit. Also, you need to make sure that the documents which you are submitting along the application are correct and you carefully reviewed all of them. So we need to fill out IMM 5710 and submit or upload here. Let's click on this link. So simply you can see that you cannot open using your browser. What you need to do, you need to save this application on your computer and you need to open with your Adobe Acrobat. So here we have our application form IMM 5710. So we need to fill out. I have already filled out this form to make it faster. So the first one is UCI number. So we need to provide our UCI number. This one you can get it from your study permit. It will be on the right side of your study permit, as you can see on the provided picture. The second is I want service in English, so I will select here English. The third one is I am applying for one of the following. So here I will select the second option, that apply for work permit for the first time or with a new employer. You should select restore my status as a worker if your study permit have already been expired within last 90 days. The next is personal details. So this section you need to provide each detail as per your passport. So here you need to provide your family name and given name. I have seen that in most of Indian passports, family name is blank and full name is written under given name. If you don't have a family name on your passport, enter all your given name under family name and leave your given name blank in this application. Have you ever used any other name? No. Then you need to enter your gender here and provide your date of birth, your city or place of birth, and the country which issued your passport. Make sure you provide all these details as per your passport. Then you need to select here your citizenship. So I have selected here India. Next one is your current country of residence. As we are living inside Canada, so we need to enter here Canada. From status drop down menu, we need to select here student. Then we need to provide here the day we moved in Canada. So we need to provide under from, and to the day we have our status inside Canada. So expiry date of our status as a student inside Canada, we need to provide here. Then move forward. Previous country of residence. During the past 5 years, have you lived in any country other than your country of citizenship or your current country, which is Canada, for more than 6 months? Then select yes, otherwise select no and move forward. Your current marital status, so you need to select as per your situation. I will select here single, then move forward. Personal details. Have you previously been married or in common law relationship? No. Language, so you need to select your mother tongue here, and then are you able to communicate in English or French? So I have selected here English. Have you taken a test from a designated testing agency to access your proficiency in English? So we need to answer yes, because we did IELTS for Canada study visa. Then you need to provide your passport number, the country which issued your passport you need to provide here, and the date of issue and expiry date of your passport you need to provide all these details here. Then you need to move national identity document. Do you have national identity document? If you have, you can select, otherwise no. So in case of India, you can provide your Aadhaar card or PAN card here with the expiry and issue date. In case you are providing your Aadhaar card, you won't be able to find issue date on your physical copy of Aadhaar card. For that, you need to download your soft copy of Aadhaar card and you can find date of issue on that. As Aadhaar card doesn't have any expiry date, so you can leave expiry date blank here. US PR card, are you a lawful permanent resident of United States? No. Contact information, current mailing address. So you need to provide your present address inside Canada here. Then you need to provide here residential address. If your residential address is same as your current address, so you can simply click here yes. If not, then you need to provide here. Next one is telephone number. You can provide your telephone number inside Canada. If you want to provide alternative phone number inside Canada, so you can provide here. Then email address, you need to provide your email address here. Coming to Canada, date and place of your original entry to Canada. So you need to provide the day you entered inside Canada and the place you entered inside Canada. So if you landed in Toronto, provide Toronto. If you landed in Montreal, provide Montreal. So as per your situation, you need to provide the place you entered inside Canada. Then the second is the original purpose of coming to Canada. So we need to select study from the scroll down menu and move to the next point. Date and place of your recent entry to Canada. Let's say you are in Canada and you want to visit US or India or any other country. It means that you will be leaving Canada and then you need to enter again. So if you leave Canada and enter back inside Canada, then you need to provide that date here and the place you enter inside Canada again. But if you never left Canada, once you entered, then you can leave it blank here. If applicable, provide document number of most recent visitor record, study permit, work permit, or temporary resident permit issued. So as we have study permit, so this document number we can find on top right side of our study permit. This document number always starts by a letter and followed by numbers. Next is details of intended work in Canada. What type of work permit are you applying? So we need to select from the drop down menu post-graduation work permit. Second is details of my prospective employer. As for post-graduation work permit, job offer is not required, so we can leave from option 2 to 7 all blank. Let's move to point 8. Have you been issued a certificate under provincial nominee program? No. Education. Have you had any post-secondary education, university, college, diploma, training? We need to select here yes. Then we need to provide those details here. From which year to which year you studied. Then you need to provide here your field or level of study. Then you need to provide school or university where you studied. So in short, we need to provide all details about our study inside this education section. Then we move to employment. So we need to provide here employment details of our last 10 years. So we need to provide those 10 years work history in chronological order. Let's say in part of 10 years you were unemployed, then you can simply say that from this period to this period I was unemployed. So here I have provided some examples here how you can fill out your employment history. Let's say from 2021 May to 2023 May, I was working as a customer representative in Bell, and then you need to provide city and country. Before working to Bell, I was working as a baker in Tim Hortons from this period to this period. So you need to provide history of your previous 10 years. Let's move to background information. Within past 2 years, have your family member ever had tuberculosis? No. Do you have any physical or mental disorder? No. Let's move to the second point. Have you ever remained beyond the validity of your status inside Canada? No. Have you ever been refused a visa or permit? No. Have you previously applied to enter to remain in Canada? So the answer will be yes, because we did apply for our study permit from outside of Canada. So we need to provide those details inside this box that I have applied for Canadian study permit. So if you have more details about your application number or any other detail, you can simply write in this paragraph. Let's move to the next. Have you ever committed, been arrested or been charged? No. Let's move. Background information continued. Did you serve in military, militia? No. Have you been a member of political party? No. Have you been witnessed or participated in ill treatment? No. So you can answer these all questions as per your situation. Let's move to the last section, signature. Do you consent to be contacted by IRCC? Yes. And then we need to provide our signature and the date you are filling out this application. Once we done, we need to click on validate. So you can see here validation completed successfully. So click on OK. You can see that these barcodes has been generated. It means that this application form has been validated and everything looks good. Let's go back to the online portal. So we need to upload our form IMM5710. So click here to upload the document. Then let's move to supporting documents. So here we need to upload our recent educational transcripts. If you are applying for post-graduation work permit, you must provide a final transcript from your school or university that confirms you have completed your study program. Next is you need to upload here your study completion letter. You must provide an official letter from school or university that confirms you have completed your study program. The next is you need to upload here your passport first and last page along with all the pages with stamps, visa or any other marking. Lastly, you need to upload here digital photo of yourself. For the specs of the photo, you can follow these instructions. Simply you can take a print of this document and you can go to the photographer so that he can prepare photo as per the requirement and you can upload to the portal. Then let's move to optional documents. So here schedule 1 IMM5257. If you are applying a temporary resident visa from outside of Canada, then you need to submit this document. Otherwise, we don't require. It is optional. The next is client information. If you have any additional information which is important for your application, you can upload under client information. So once you upload all the documents, so scroll down and click on next. Your declaration and electronic signature, scroll down. So here you can see that the total of $255 you are required to pay. Scroll down, so click here I agree. Then you need to provide your given name and last name, and then you need to provide answers to one of your security questions as per your GC key account and click on sign. So again scroll down all the way and then click on transmit and pay. So again click on transmit and pay. So here you need to provide your credit card details. Once you're done, so we have submitted successfully application for post-graduation work permit. I hope you guys find my videos useful. I always try to bring video which could help you and help you learn and be independent. If you like our video, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much.